Right.
I'm off to London tomorrow.
Off to London tomorrow. Let's start with
massage.
that. Start with that. We're live.
Episode 32.
32.
Just had Maya on. That was a good episode, I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago we recorded that.
About a week ago.
Normally there's much bigger gaps in between these, isn't there?
Yeah.
but we're back on it.
Yes. Mason's still not here.
Well, we've got the interviewee, the next interviewee.
Yes. Alfie.
There's Alfie. So either Maya or Alfie.
The chunky boy.
Or maybe both of them.
Maya and Alfie.
Could be Mason Mark II.
True. But Mason is down in, is it Devon?
Yeah.
At the moment?
Yeah, he's in Devon. He's been super busy.
Brooke's birthday yesterday.
Brooke's birthday. I was supposed to text her and I didn't. Samuel. Bad boy.
I did say happy birthday.
Fuck.
I didn't say from you as well, but...
Oh, why not?
This because you were saving it for the pod to say it.
Happy birthday, Brooke. See? You didn't say it.
Because I said it on her birthday in the morning.
To millions of listeners.
I said it in the morning because I was fully aware.
I saved it because this has a bigger reach. And I know how she loves to listen to a podcast. She's our number one fan. So,
yeah. Saying that...
This will mean so much to her.
Talking about fans, I had a look at like the audience. And do you know what like the top 4 countries are? See if you can guess.
So it's got to be the UK.
UK's top, yeah.
Yeah. Then Mexico. Then Canada. Not sure why I think that.
So Mexico is the second most popular.
So it's those 2 people in Mexico.
Yeah.
Nice.
The third is Japan with the same percentage as Mexico.
Yuki. It's got to be Yuki.
It's got to be Yuki and his like wife
He has to be really interested in what we're doing. Is this right in front of me in terms of the video? Is this going to make me look like a blob?
That'll probably be better.
Stick it down there.
Yeah.
Sorry if it makes noises, everybody.
And then after Japan, it's Australia.
Australia? Oh,
and then United States.
Yeah, Alfie's out there, isn't he?
Yeah. So Australia and United States are the same percentage, which works out probably about 1 person each.
Nice one, Alfie.
Yeah, thanks, Alfie.
Though if it's not you, if your name isn't that...
It could be his missus.
Let us know. Let us know who you are. Mystery Australian listener.
But talking about audience, do you want to know who is the secret... how do I say it? The secret admirer of one of you or Mason?
Yeah. I don't know if we've spoken about this actually on...
No, we haven't.
No.
But there is a secret admirer.
Someone in Mexico.
Is listening just for...
Maybe a girl. Don't know.
It could be a bloke.
Apparently either likes me or Mason.
Yeah. Who do you think it is? Do you think it's you or Mason?
I think it's him because of all the tattoos. And he's funnier than I am.
Yeah.
But then I'm the smart one.
So
let's face it.
I can confirm that is correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mason has a secret admirer in Mexico.
There you go. It's okay. I can, I just go away.
You can pretend to be...
I'll do some work on my bruised ego.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But, so how have you been?
I'm getting some extra tattoos soon, actually.
Are you actually?
So...
I've thought about getting one, but...
For the Mexican contingent.
Yeah.
Just wait. They'll be better than his fucking awful tattoos.
Saying that.
They're not that bad, actually, to be fair. His tattoos are fine.
So, we're working on this thing behind the scenes that we're hoping to get set up soon for this whole thing. I was given an idea from John when I saw him yesterday at his work, which I think would be really cool, which I'll tell you about after.
John who?
Harrison. I was over at his work yesterday.
Lunch?
No. So I've got his bumper downstairs that I need to wrap for him.
Oh, yes. He mentioned that to me as well.
There was a slight hiccup. I didn't write down which vinyl it was, and I've got like 2 colours, and so I was just like, fuck. And then I said to him, can I just drive across and quickly do it? And he was like, oh, you can see me on Friday. I was like, no, it's fine. I'll just come across now.
Yeah.
So I went over, showed me around his pub. Really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice place. Looks smart.
We should go up sometime, shouldn't we? Get a gang together. That'd be good.
Greyhound Inn near Wantage.
Near to Wantage.
Along Main Street, I think it is.
Yeah. Go check
Very
it
smart.
out.
But yeah, so how are you?
Yeah. It's not been that long ago since we last spoke. Someone trying to ring you.
Yeah.
Need to answer?
No.
Ha, fuck 'em. Yeah, it's not been that long since we last spoke, and nothing's really changed since we last spoke. So I'm still rocking somewhere in the 90s. It's nice. It's getting hot again, but not like crazy hot, so fine. I'll just say all the same stuff all over again. So if you didn't listen to the last one, nothing's changed. Everything's pretty much fine.
Yeah.
You?
So you're saying still about 90?
Yeah, about 90. I think there's a lot of stuff coming up which tends to stress me out, but I'm trying to like
just chill over it.
Yeah,
not let it bother you.
Getting organised, and having a calendar.
Yeah, calendars make a big difference.
Yeah, to reduce my
so my
anxiety.
whiteboard gets a lot of use out of it at the moment.
Yeah, look at it.
It
it's
says
bustling with information.
Get website done. I still don't know who put suck on Chubby or Chunky John.
If that was you.
And then Lucy put Lucy was here.
You can drop this into the pod right now.
And there's some numbers which doesn't make any sense to me right now. I can take a photo of it up close and I'll just put overlay.
It's bustling. You are drowning in organisational admin stuff. Yeah, so same, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
Today's been a bit of a roller coaster. I feel like I'm like 70% at the moment.
What's the roller coaster?
Just, I think work and just stuff mentally stressing me out.
Fair.
So I did a bit of a workout this morning. That's why I got my shorts on. But then I end up having a Subway as well. So
to
counter it.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
That's not the worst thing you could have.
No.
It's not like you went and bought a whole box of like Dunkin' Donuts or something.
No, I'm trying to eat better. Obviously, that's not the best thing to eat, but
it's not the worst thing to eat.
No, and I've got training later, which no doubt I will. I keep telling myself I have to go to it. Part of me is telling me not to because I just don't want to be around people today. But
well,
I'm forcing myself.
What's your stomach thing doing?
All good so far.
Oh, it's got better.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Did you go to a doctor in the end?
I spoke to one, but I didn't see one.
Okay.
And I said, like, I've been on these tablets, blah, 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 stuff like that. And I said, like, it has improved recently. And they seem quite happy. So I'm not feeling crap at all.
Are you still taking your little tablets to stop you going poo-poo?
Oh, it's not to stop me.
Oh, okay.
It's just something that I have to have after.
Oh, like to rehydrate you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
But no, it's been a lot better, so...
Fair.
Feeling good. On that front, I'm feeling good. So my stomach's probably feeling better than I am.
Okay, well, if your stomach is feeling better, then I reckon you should go train.
I've been training with it anyway.
Yeah, I know.
And I haven't had any accidents, so we should be good.
Yeah. Okay, so you're... Okay, fine. Up and down.
So what were you around a 70?
Is there anything you want to talk about now?
Not at all.
All right.
So,
is there stuff you want to talk about not in public?
Potentially.
With me?
Maybe.
Because I am your
at some
friend.
Point, yes.
And that's what we're supposed to do.
Very good friend.
That's what we're supposed to do.
I was saying that because I had Lucy up here grabbing my drone and stuff, but I still have like, I love keeping little like trinket type things or like memory things, and I still have the card that I got from your wedding that's still in my drawer. I've still got the one from Mason as well. And I was gonna, all those little things, I was gonna like hook on that wall. That's just.
Do like a scrap board of like nice things.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's.
I've got my one painting on the back wall that will stay with me.
Nice. Yeah, that's recommended. Like some therapies recommend you have like a compassionate image that you can like go back to think, oh, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So to have
That's
a
the
mixture of
idea.
stuff is
While I'm sitting at the computer working or doing invoice and stuff, I can see that stuff and be like, yeah, keep
nice. Exactly. And you can leave space for people to stick things on.
going. Yeah. Lucy had a good idea though. We get one of those Polaroid cameras,
Yeah.
and every podcast that we have a guest on, take a photo with them, and then they like write the name, and we can stick on that black wall.
That's a good idea. I
For
know
the guests.
Scroobius Pip does that for his one that he does. Every podcast he does,
Yeah.
he takes a little Polaroid picture with the person, puts the name and the date and stuff, which is cool.
It's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, so you're not awful, but not as good. That's
No.
all right. These things
But-
happen.
Positivity.
Positive.
Keep going.
And if you don't feel like training only mentally,
Yeah.
then those are the days you should go.
That's what I'm forcing myself to.
If you don't feel like training because you're injured or you have a bad stomach, then maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe still go and like chat, but don't train.
No. But so topic for today, we're going to start talking about joining a club for the first time, and
Yeah.
also from a person who's changed club as well, or come back to jiu-jitsu after like a long time off.
Yeah, there's two kind of strands to it, I think, because we've recently had kind of some people join from scratch.
Yeah.
Quite a few people join from scratch, and like I feel like we've had some really good like new people, like new additions to the gang,
Yeah.
which has been really nice, which has both included people starting from scratch and people who have trained somewhere else and moved to the area or whatever. So let's do people starting from scratch, like what to expect, do's and don'ts,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I think that's the best start.
All right.
So yeah.
Well, what
What-
did you expect when you first started?
So I got into jiu-jitsu. So if you go like right back to the beginning of this podcast, I did an episode talking how I got into it, why I started, blah blah blah. But I started after seeing both my brothers doing a ultra MMA event, and they both used jiu-jitsu, and I saw how dominant it was, and it looked interesting, like it looked fun. And that's where I ended up meeting you at the event. We got talking, you were like, oh, just come try class sort of thing. And I've never been one for martial arts, never done any fighting, nothing like that, hated it. And so I was just like, oh. And then my brother said, oh, I'll come with you for your first one, you can borrow my gi and wear my belt and I'll come with you. So I was just like, all right, I've got someone to go with who already knows the place. I've already met someone from the club who seems really nice. I'll just give it a go. So I went along, bit nervous, because I've never been one for like being out there or like talking or that social in that aspect of like new people. I'm alright with like people that I know, but people I don't know, I go quite quiet and stick to myself or just don't bother trying it. Gave it a go, nearly passed out. Had to go outside because I thought I was going to be sick.
You were somewhat bigger.
Bigger. The politest way of putting it. But no, I gave it a shot and absolutely fell in love with it. And I got to the point where I was just like, I love the jiu-jitsu. I can't do the warm-up because I'm physically so unfit. So I was like, I have to keep doing this so I can do the bit that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So I just smashed it out.
So it is easier if you have someone who trains already that you already know. And it is easier as well if you've trained other martial arts, like not the actual jiu-jitsu necessarily, depending on what else you've done, but just turning up to somewhere is like we spoke about last week. Maya was saying how having trained other stuff definitely made it not easy, but easier and took more unknowns out of the equation when starting. But if you haven't done anything in the past, or if you don't have someone you know, send a message to the coach.
Yeah.
Any kind of contact details on the website or Instagram. And none of this is specific to us. Reach out. And that's also a good way to get an initial kind of a vibe. Like if you get some copy and paste email back, you're a bit like, okay, this might be a bit more transactional.
Yeah.
Of like, I pay to come here. These are your structured lessons, and then you go home again.
Yeah.
Whereas our club's very sociable, very friendly, and I think you'll get that. You'll get a response from whoever, the coach, and they'll say, "Yeah, come on this day." Blah blah blah. They might recommend you a beginner's session to come to, stuff like that. Which
might be
most
good, actually.
clubs have.
Saying that, what might be good is putting like a link potentially on the site, so that goes to like a chat just with the coaches. So like, for instance, if like Bernie's too busy and he hasn't been able to, because occasionally I've had people come in the morning, it's like, oh, I haven't heard back or blah blah blah. Just a chat where it links to every coach, so then whoever is available is able to respond.
That's a good point. That is definitely a good point.
I'm not sure if other clubs do that or if that's the thing.
Requires a bit of infrastructure to have that kind of go to any of us, or unless Bernie,
As long as it goes to a chat, it's just like a group chat.
Yeah, or if Bernie gave us access to the emails, which is a risky strategy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with our club and with lots of clubs, the owners of them that's not necessarily their full-time job.
No.
So they might have their other jobs, so they might only be able to dedicate 2 days a week to getting back to people, the admin and stuff like that. So although you'll send a message and think this must be all they do, it's because it's so small still. Lots of people, that's not their entire job, so they can't commit time to it every day. So if you don't get a response back straight away, don't stress. But I'd say within a week is should be expected. But again, if you do just turn up, clubs should be perfectly well prepared. Like you and I always have some randoms turn up. Oh, I spoke to Stephen, or I sent an email, 10 o'clock
just to come across
yesterday, and I'm here at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you haven't got a response, and that's why. But, and people will be welcoming to you. If you get a bad energy, you don't have to stick around, you don't have to go back.
And I think a few people have that thing of where they turn up, watch the class to get an idea of like what it's like and the vibe as well, which is always a good way. But I always think you just got to get stuck in. Like there's that whole thing of just saying just turn up.
So I always say to people when they've just started, especially if they haven't done anything else, or even if they're like not sporty at all, I just say do as much as you can.
Yeah.
Don't stress if you have to like stop, or
you're not expected to know everything or like do everything.
No. But you won't be able to go to like an advanced class or a colour belts class. So there's always going to be other beginners. There's a constant everywhere. There's a constant stream of people who have only just started or did start and got injured and then came back again, like loads of stuff. So,
and you have that gauge as well. Like if for people who are listening who have only just started or haven't even started yet, if there is anyone, when you see like stripes on belts and stuff, that's like a gauge of how long someone's been training or like their dedication. And if you see like one stripe on a white belt, that could be anything from 3 months training to like 6 months. It all depends on how many classes a week they're doing.
I was just going to look up. I think a while ago, Bernie asked people if they chose to do a review, like a Google review or something, which is something else you can look up.
Yeah.
Is like if clubs are on the internet or whatever, they'll often have Google reviews. I was just going to look them up and see what they were. Like,
I was going to say is like going into a club, seeing the wide range of belts. Is that a positive thing to see? But then it also depends on how long the club's been around.
Yeah, not necessarily, but then equally,
if it's a well-established club that's been around for a while, then you would like to think there would be belts of, well, every colour of the belts on the mat. Yeah,
it's hard with that because obviously Bernie started Newbury when he was a blue belt, top end, middle.
There was only a few of us when I joined.
Yeah, and so it's grown from that, and like you saw at the grading, like all the colours of the rainbow were there. And the interesting thing for us now is that there's a big cohort of people who have stuck for such a long time, which doesn't often necessarily happen. We've all got there's loads of brown belts now, which is so because it's such a rare. You go somewhere normally there'll be maybe a couple.
Yeah,
we've got 7 or 8 now, I think, which is crazy. But equally, these are all people who've been training. Apart from obviously you and Sam got really good really quickly. Most people, even to that stage, takes 10 years of training, depending on how much you train, what family commitments you've got, what your schedule's like, whether you pick up injury, all this stuff.
So I think I'm up to 7 years now.
Yeah, and
roughly.
if you average it out, I think actually for a regular person getting to brown belt will probably take about a decade, not even a black belt.
As they say, was it on average for jiu-jitsu black belt, it's 10 years, isn't it? Roughly.
Yeah, but
on
that's
average.
Consistent training, probably at least 3 times a week or something.
Yeah.
So Newbury has 5 stars, perfect scores. So don't be someone who just goes and does a 2-star just to screw with the stats, because that does have an impact on all businesses.
Oh, I've had it with my business. A couple of people just leave shitty stars for stuff. One of them, they left a star and I hadn't even done any work for them.
Well, exactly. It's so stupid. But yeah, so that's a good way often, I think, because the internet's good. If someone's done something to piss someone off, they'll let you know about it on the internet, right?
Yeah.
So check out their, if you're brand new, check out their social media, check out Google reviews. Everyone should have a website, really. If they don't, they'll have a good, an Instagram account or something. And that's always a good way just to, if you're concerned about what does the gym look like, who might be there, who teaches on this, scroll through Instagram.
Or Google Photos from the account.
Jay Gonzalez. Who's that? Left a review.
I can't remember.
Awesome BJJ gym with experienced coaches.
He's talking about me, probably.
Positive environment, welcoming members. Overall, would highly recommend this gym to practitioners of all levels. We must know who that is. I don't recognise the surname, but thank you.
But
one from Catherine, one from Paolo. This was getting his blue belt, so he didn't just go online and give us a good one after he got his blue belt. Finally, says best place to train. That guy doesn't train anymore, but left us a 5-star review.
I would say though,
that name?
Oh yeah.
Ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't train anymore.
No. If also for a beginner who's looking to join and they're not sure about fitness wise, should I work out, try and get fit beforehand? No, just turn up, because no matter what you do will not prepare you for the shitstorm of how do you explain it?
It's not even, so I was talking to Kieran about this the other day, because I saw him on my way in, not the old Kieran, the new Kieran, on my way to work, and he runs a CrossFit gym. So he's very fit, very strong. His base of fitness and strength is really, really good. But we were talking about the fact that jiu-jitsu especially is so unique in the fact that it puts strain and tension on all parts of you that you don't necessarily use
or even realize you have.
It's top to toe, right?
Yeah.
And you can't condition top to toe. You can target this, target that, target this joint, do this, and the amount of twists and tension, and it's so random. There's so much kind of chaos involved in it that a base of fitness and strength is super useful, but it's not going to really prepare you for doing it.
No. And the beauty of jiu-jitsu is you can take it steady. You can choose your partners. You can speak to someone and be like, look, I'm a beginner, or say you're a lot older or you've had injuries in the past and you're like I just want to drill. You can do that. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to go 100%.
No, but
But then also you can go 100%. And if you do choose to go 100% and you're a beginner, you're probably going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a hard day.
Yeah, so I say, especially to the guys who start, who they might have, and like similar to Kieran actually, because I spoke to him about this the other day as well, so he won't probably mind me saying, but he's like, yeah, you use so much. If you have those natural attributes of strength and athleticism, of course you're going to use them.
100%.
But when...
Go on then.
When someone can deal... Don't jump, Alf. Don't do it.
Just looking over the edge of the floor.
When someone can deal with that because they have that technique, it's like there's a point of diminishing returns on that, really. So this happens a lot because, of course, if you don't have technique, strategy, any of that stuff yet, or like a fight IQ people talk about, it's like, of course, you're going to rely on that stuff because you can. That's all you've got.
Yeah.
But over time, if you let that strength kind of, it's like when you're really big and you train. If you let that compensate, you're not going to be, your technique isn't going to get as good.
No.
And therefore, when you come up against someone who is just as big or just as strong as you, what is the deciding factor?
Yeah.
Technique and your kind of strategic, the way you think and your technique themselves, like that's what's going to make all of the difference. So
and the same
just
for
go with it, basically. Just try to relax is the best advice.
Yeah.
Just go for it and don't be too... Lots of people are self-conscious about it, which I understand, but...
I'd also say for someone bigger, say like 2 months in, maybe 3 months, depends on the person and how they learn, because like I'm quite a visual person. If I see something, I can usually like do it, not perfectly, but I can do it afterwards. Some people have to see things like numerous times or be like talked through it and like work it out. Some people take longer, but for a bigger person, I always think learn the stuff the small person does, because you'll find that difficult. It'll be easy for us as big people to apply pressure, get into mount and apply like shoulder pressure and stuff like this. But if you can practice being upside down, inverting, or being on bottom, and getting used to being flexible and become more flexible by doing that, I think the progression will be slow to start off with, but you'll see a spike as well. Just because the pressure will come naturally to you. So that can wait because of your size. But do as a small person does, and you'll see your game change dramatically.
And if you are a small person starting from scratch, that you will naturally have to learn, your technique will have to be good,
on point.
I'd say pay close attention to other students or coaches who have a similar body type to you.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the same game as them specifically, but just pay attention to it, because
they've already done it. They've been through it.
Yeah, and if you're struggling with something, go speak to someone. Not even necessarily coaches. Obviously, that's what coaches are there for. Please do go up to us and ask us stuff. But like other students have a real, like certain blue belts, I think, because coaches are so used to having to like tailor advice to suit a person, so we can do it even if there's a bigger person, smaller person, XYZ. But someone who you've picked out as someone who's got a similar body type or style to you but is slightly further on, can probably give you a better idea of what they did to survive that first half or the middle of the white belt stretch. The
first 4 years of training. I'm joking.
Well, depends, right?
Depends on your lifestyle, your journey, and that's the thing. You never can compare yourself to someone else. You can look at their styles and be like, I want to learn that, I want to be more like that. But everyone's journey is so different. Everyone's journey through life is so different, and you just can't compare yourself to someone else. And I think that's one of the things jiu-jitsu is great at teaching as well.
Yeah, because you can't, there's no, some places do, to be a blue belt, you have to know this technique, that technique, that technique.
Or you have to have like, there's so many medals at this. And stuff like that.
But generally that doesn't happen in jiu-jitsu, and it's just based on your experience, your journey, your technique, and how you make techniques, how you get them to work for you.
Yeah.
Because you and another person could do exactly the same thing and it just wouldn't for some reason. And I think that's partly why it attracts all kinds of different people. And I think not every club has this, but I think most clubs do, and definitely our club does, is that like there's a really like a supportive dynamic between students.
Yeah.
Obviously coaches are there, we're paid to teach and to support and to nurture and all that stuff, but between students, because you're all going through it, and like I said, to have someone who's at a similar stage or slightly further ahead, than there have been loads of people who have joined where we've kind of taken them under our wing and been like, and I think there's a really good feeling of that at Newbury, especially like even Maya said, when I first joined, you know, Lauren took me under her wing, and which I think is really, really nice, because it's not just techniques we're trying to like teach, it's also looking after each other to build each other up, all that stuff. So that should be another green flag when you join, that
people wanting to help you,
not just coaches but the other students will be keen to kind of help you, and not in a patronizing way.
No.
In a, I know this is really difficult, I remember what it was really like to just start. And it was nice for me when someone adopted a white belt, which was me when I first started. So I'm going to adopt a white belt now. Like,
that was a bit like when I started, similar for you and Ryan. You both sort of like nurtured me up, sort of thing, even though I was a lot bigger and fatter. But I think because I built a relationship with you both in some way beforehand, I met you, I was comfortable with you guys, and like you sort of helped me along a bit, even though you were both white belts at the time. I think you were towards the end of your white belt. Yeah,
I got my blue belt quite soon after you joined, I think. And now you're better than me.
No, I wouldn't say that. But then
we're just different.
Yeah,
and
journeys are completely different. Because like,
so,
how many years had you been training at that point?
Well, exactly.
When we met,
I've been training some kind of martial arts all my adult life, from when I was probably like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I started literally 2017, 18. But
jiu-jitsu, I was probably one of those like 5 or 6 year blue belts, white belts, because I trained here and there and changed and done different styles of grappling, not just Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And so, and that can change it, which is kind of brings us on to the other thing, which is joining a club or changing or stopping training and coming back as a coloured belt. Yeah. I think we've kind of covered a lot of good stuff if you're a beginner. Yeah, and I think if there's anything we haven't covered that you would like for us to talk about, you can either DM one of us or the Instagram or even the YouTube account. Yeah. Because we are trying to push more on YouTube. So do give us a watch on there, like it, subscribe. Yeah, so it all helps us out. If you're already an experienced student and have any other tips you think we haven't kind of called out as a starter joining somewhere, stick them into the comments. Yeah. If you have questions, if you are a starter or you've just started and you have questions, you know, what if that, then this, but get in touch, because it's nice when people get in touch, because we enjoy it. Yeah. We like the interaction. Yeah. And it helps us out as well. And then colour belts. Yes. So either you've I haven't had this experience, because I started jiu-jitsu from Newbury. You're a homegrown super stud who someone's trying to ring. Yeah. You need to get it? Real quick. Go on, you get it.
Hello.
Hola. Hola. Guacamole.
Even though John's like physically in the room, mentally he's
It's something I really have to do.
He's away. John has left the building. I'll talk. No, Mason, John's just not even here. You can't talk, Alfie, because you're a dog, and he's gone over there because this is really sticky and hot sofa. So I don't blame you, Alf. So joining as a coloured belt is a different and difficult thing. So I always say that I think starting from scratch is easier than going away and coming back to training, especially after an injury, and especially with people you've trained with, because they've all been training in the meantime and you've been injured. So yeah, so your conditioning, your fitness, all that goes down. You don't lose that much technique really, but it's like the edge, the kind of the cutting edge of your knife isn't there. I'd say you've still got all your basic stuff, but your ability to go get this, get that, snatch that, get this, like that little final 20%. Go.
I just need to grab my laptop. That's
Yeah,
it.
go. Don't worry, I've got this covered. I'm taking over.
Something really important I need to do.
It's something really important he needs to do. Really important. What is more important than this? Nothing.
Other business.
Other business schmizness. Anyway, so there's the main thing that I think people need to understand joining another club as a coloured belt, even if it's an affiliate club of the one you've trained at, is it takes a fair amount of time for you to get back into their like system or structure of being aware of your journey, like knowing as to where you're at. So some all clubs will naturally have slightly different standards of where the new coloured belt is. So I think newbie has quite a high standard. So quite often we'll have conversations behind the
pressure in the whole
scenes.
Pressure as a whole
has quite a high standard, yeah. I think we're quite consistent with the other clubs in the affiliation, which isn't necessarily like intentional. That's not like checked, but people just, because there's quite a bit of cross training going on, we all kind of know. But yeah, there should be conversations between coaches going on behind the scenes as to people's progress, where we think they're at, and sometimes there'll be someone in the running for a new belt and we'll have a conversation, and lots of things go into that, and you can't have those in-depth conversations without having been somewhere and trained there for quite a long stretch of time, really, I don't think. I can't remember who said it the other day, but someone said, it might have been Bernie, can't remember. They said if you join another club, it's an equivalent of essentially taking 2 stripes off of your belt, which I generally agree with in terms of like the time it would take you to get 2 stripes. So I would say 6 months to a year consistently training at wherever you've changed clubs to will put you back to where you were in terms of recognition, which isn't like, it's not an insult, it's not, they're a stranger or whatever. It's just getting you back into the kind of hierarchy. And if you've come from a club that has slightly different standards, it'll take you longer to get back to where you were. Or if you've come from a super competitive hard training club with a super high standard, and you've gone to a smaller, more hobbyist style club, it's not going to take you that long. In fact, they might think, oh, they're a bit of a sandbagger. They're going to need a new coloured belt pretty soon. But having said that, a club needs to be sure you're sticking around if they're going to give you a belt. Yeah. Really, if they know you're kind of leaving, unless you've been like a really great, because some people just get it and you're on the vibe of somewhere straight away.
Do you think it makes a difference at all with, like, say you join a club, say you're like a 3-stripe purple belt or something like that, and you're just insanely good at competing. You just you join the club and you're just winning. Do you think that makes a difference or not?
I think.
Do you think that person should still put the time in with the new club?
Yes, really. Like, unless it's getting like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, this is stupid now. They need a brown belt, let's say. But there's something to be said, in my opinion, and I think I would, if I'm considering the belts or giving advice to Bernie, if I ran a club and I was making the decisions myself, I would put the weighting differently, like literally the weight to which you give, because there's skill, there's success in sparring, there's success in competition, which are two different things and are like the what's the word, like how you deliver that skill under stress is sparring and competition, which is different to just having the skill, because people get in their own heads over stuff. You can do all kinds of crazy, complex, incredible technical stuff, but if you can't implement that in sparring, not competition necessarily, but it's an aspect, then there's a disconnect going on there that needs to be kind of addressed. I put more weight on someone's attitude than anything else. Obviously, you wouldn't just get given a blue belt because you have a great kind of vibe, right? No. But I put loads of weight on that personally. Whereas other coaches, other clubs do things very differently. So again, if you're joining as a coloured belt, if that coach puts a big emphasis on the vibe and being a good person and stuff like that, if you're already that, then that puts you in a better stead. But you're still going to have the skill and the time for them to get to know you as a person, to get to know your jiu-jitsu. So 6 months to a year, personally, I think, to get you back to where you were.
I think I'm back, by the way. Sorry.
That's right. And I think you don't have to stress as much about, if you are an experienced jiu-jitsu player, you already know, like, green flags, red flags to look out when you join somewhere. And in all likelihood, you may have heard from someone else you already know and have trained with that, oh, what's that noise?
That's the ice cream man. The temptation's always real.
Some people don't like it when we eat ice cream on the podcast. I like it when we eat ice cream on the podcast.
So do I, and it's fucking hot.
Should we get one?
Yeah. Okay.
Pause. So, if you join a new club and you want to get a gauge as to where you are, I'm sure I've said the same thing, or like almost said the same thing about 20 times. Go pick someone out who is similar age, similar weight, similar belt to you. And if
which sometimes is difficult.
Yeah, you don't always get that. If you're an older person who's a 4-stripe on your white belt, you might not necessarily get that. The only older person who's similar weight to you could be the grizzled old brown belt. So you won't get that necessarily, but it's a good way to try to gauge the standard of the club.
Yeah.
This sort of thing's gone to, oh, Alfie just wants to be involved. Basically, he wants to be near us, or John, but up here is so hot that we're trying to make him stay downstairs because it's cooler downstairs, and he's not having it. Bless him. Poor Alf. And just try not to think about it too much, which I know for someone like us who's like, oh, you're a brown belt, it doesn't matter to you anymore. It always matters, and of course we all would like to chase the next thing, and it's nice to feel progression, but the stripes on your belt or the colour of your belt is not the only indicator of how you're doing. The fact that you've joined somewhere brand new and you ingratiate yourself into the community, I think is a more important part for long-term growth.
Yeah.
And
involving yourself into the community of it, making friends, building.
Yeah, that's sustainability.
Building a relationship with the club.
And the rest of it comes in time. Even if you're a super hungry white belt, I want my blue belt. Sure, fine. Just get on board, just keep on coming.
To some clubs, it's more than just your skill and time. It's how you present yourself. Because some clubs don't want to promote someone to, say, a brown belt or something, and then be like, this guy's going to go off to other clubs and train and represent us in a bad way. It's like, oh, this is a brown belt under this club, or this is a blue belt under this club.
Yeah, I think once you get a coloured belt, you are an actual, well, in my opinion and in most people's opinion, if you're giving someone a belt under your name, that's quite a big deal.
Yeah.
And so if you were then to go train at other clubs, it's really nice to be, and tell me if you've ever experienced this, I doubt you have, because I don't think I have. If you've ever been to train somewhere else and thought, I should not be this belt.
No.
To be fair, I haven't gone to train somewhere else immediately after getting a belt.
I have.
Yeah. Right. Although not, no. So, but I've, the only time I felt like an imposter was quite soon after getting the belt. But
is that for all the belts you've had so far, or just one or two of them? How did you feel when you got your brown?
It was nice. So for both blue and purple, I'd been the only person to get that kind of day. And so you're kind of out on a limb, and people then expect, because you're the only person.
Yeah.
So the pressure was slightly greater. Whereas the brown belts, because it was you, me, Sam, Harry. There was no one else, was there?
No. Ben got his before he left.
Yeah. Then I actually didn't feel as much pressure, because whatever target, the hypothetical target on your back is spread out.
Yeah.
In between all of you. So I actually didn't, that was a nicer day, because everyone was well, not everyone, but we were a little kind of group, which was really nice. So, but I'd say getting my purple belt was the biggest, am I ready? This feels like a lot of pressure, but then equally you relax into purple belt and brown belt much quicker, because you are experienced and your ego is less there. I think
I found once I got my purple, I relaxed probably too much, and I was just way too comfortable with it, and it was just this belt just feels like you're just coasting along, just chilling, just enjoying what you know, and just enjoying it.
My brown belt,
brown's been a bit of a mix for me. It's I feel like I need to push myself again, improve and get better and represent better.
I think because my purple belt, my time at purple belt, so much happened in my personal life.
Yeah.
That the it sounds really stupid, but I was really ready to have a different belt.
Yeah.
Because it represents another chapter.
Yeah, because you can. That's the beauty of these belts as well. You can look at it and be like, I remember all the things that happened during this belt.
During that 2 to 5 years, you're at that belt.
Yeah.
And a lot had happened, a lot of very bad, some very good, but sometimes, and that's something, again, that people don't really think about, especially if you're in the early stages of those belts representing periods of time. It's not just your training, it's not just it's a whole bunch of shit going on. You will anchor memories to that colour belt.
Yeah.
I will always know what happened during that stretch of time. And I will always struggle to think about my time in my life, those 3 years as a purple belt.
Yeah.
Whereas brown belt, so far nothing catastrophic has happened, right? And so I feel like I've been given, which again ties to my personal life and blah, blah, blah. And maybe not everyone's this emotionally invested in their stuff, but I tie jiu-jitsu very closely to my life in general and my emotional well-being and stuff. And I think brown belt, I feel like I've been given permission to relax a bit. Probably what you had at purple belt, perhaps, but...
And this is the whole thing about journeys are completely different as well.
And my purple belt, I was always struggling to train because of what was going on.
Yeah.
It was really difficult to train and keep training and just scrape by, not getting left behind too much and just train enough to still be on the... So to get to brown belt, I felt like I earned that belt more than any other belt. Nothing to do with my actual jiu-jitsu, but
just got through life and you're still going.
It's not who's good, it's who's left, is that whole thing. And so far, brown belt has been by far my favourite belt.
Do you feel like you want to push yourself at brown a bit now?
I would like to start to, yeah. Because I feel like I'm a bit like I could coast through school as well.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've coasted through, but I feel like I haven't maximised potential.
Yeah.
Which is what you were saying to me last week, right?
Yeah. So it's almost like when you do like your exams and stuff and you just sliver through and just make
good
it
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we kind of went off topic, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole ice cream thing's
completely
screwed us around on this pod.
Yeah. So basically, don't just be there for the enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the people and
forget about the stripes. It's hard to sometimes forget about because it is in the back of your head. Like, especially if you've been at a belt for a while, it's like, I really would like a change. Like, I feel like I've put a lot of time in and stuff like this. But especially when you've moved from one club to another, I think that your focus should change a little bit and be more about just integrating yourself into the community of that club as best you can.
Yeah.
This
is not like specifically directed at literally anyone. This is very general. So if anyone's out there is thinking, oh my God, are they talking about me? No, like I can't think of anyone like that we're specifically speaking of. This is very generalised. I think it's because we've just had Maya on, who's relatively new. She's been training with us for like nearly a year and a half. And she was just talking about her experience joining and stuff like that. So I thought it was a good time to then bring that topic up. Yeah.
Is there anything you think people shouldn't do when they're joining a club?
Do's and don'ts. Yeah, we've done a lot of do's.
Leave your ego at the door.
I think it's all the normal stuff, isn't it? It's like, yeah, don't expect anything. Nothing's ever as good as you imagine it'll be.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised when it's not.
I'm always scared or skeptical on people who are overly friendly and overly chatty. When they first start, it's just like, what is like I feel like there's something going on.
What's your angle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had this problem like when I was younger. We went to
the opposite of this, where you were like, my name's John.
What?
Don't talk to me.
I feel I don't know. I'm quite a jolly person, I think, a lot of the time, but I feel like I have a very resting face and I just look grumpy all the time.
Yeah.
Because I always have people like with like an ex and stuff, like we're on holiday and they're like, can you just like enjoy it or be happy? It's like, I'm loving it, but my face is just blunt, but I'm having a great time. But there's slightly off, but when I was younger, there was a place in Reading that some of my mates would go to called, what was it? Shakeaway. It was just a place for milkshakes. You'd go in there though. I'd never step a foot into that place just because it was way too jolly. Everyone was so happy, smiling, like laughing, really good music on and stuff, like really good vibe. Whereas like there's something really off about everyone being overly jolly.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's kind of scary. I'm not stepping foot in there.
But I know what you mean, and you can feel it either.
But some people can pull it off because like we've got Alex who comes in. She joined and she's very like bubbly, friendly, and it's like really good vibe, and she just brings the mood up when she comes in.
You can tell when it's genuine and when it's not though.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
It's probably the
So-
nerves that I notice of when someone comes in, tries to be overly chatty and stuff, but kind of comes off a bit nervous or...
I think no matter who you are, when you go somewhere brand new with a bunch of new people, and by the nature of jiu-jitsu being a sport, like people are going to be judging you and getting a gauge on you and stuff. So of course you're going to be nervous. So nervous energy comes out in all different kind of ways for different people, right? Some people like talk too much. Some people don't talk enough. So
No.
like, you know, whatever. So either the club you join is too smiley, which would be scarier to me.
If I walked into a jiu-jitsu club and everyone's smiling
It's
and
like those
very jolly...
Gracies, like in the Gracie ones in America, where someone's like, "Hey, welcome," and it's like, whoa, you could just say, "Hello, mate, you all right?"
Yeah.
When actually it's like, and yeah, something I've noticed that does make me uncomfortable is there's certain coaches, because I've been trying to like get into more in like working out what kind of coaching I like and the reasons as to why and how I'd like to implement stuff, and like you said, that very too positive, too energetic, kind of almost frantic kind of an energy is like, yeah, woo. That makes me really fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So if I went to a jiu-jitsu club, if there's a coach that's like that, that's all right. Because that's like, they must be the one who has ADHD.
It's a bit
and
like-
is like...
Is it that Aussie dude who shows techniques, but like real brutal ones?
With all the
Tattoos.
yeah.
Like he's got a lot of energy and he's like really smiley and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it suits him.
Yeah.
And I think it suits certain people, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but if the whole vibe is culty, you'll know. And you could go to a couple and they say, right, you got to buy the gi now, and you're like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
But
See, clubs
you
that
know these things already as a coloured belt. You either do or you should know, or you can smell these things, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully that's partly the reason people like Alex or Paul or whoever else, people who like coloured belts. Tadas was one, right?
Yeah.
Who have trained elsewhere, come to train at Newbury and like really
Tadas came from
stuck.
like Gracie Barra, so he's a piece of shit.
Maximum cult.
Yeah.
Maximum cult.
Massive piece of shit.
We've had to deprogram his stuff. I think.
Bless him.
I think we've beat most of the Scientology out of him.
Yeah.
There's still like little bits left, but
He did send me a voice clip the other day of he coded Donald Trump's voice and said that John Morgan's jiu-jitsu shit and stuff, so I had to send him a video back of just me choking him on repeat. Just like choke.
So is he injured at the
I
minute?
think...
Because I haven't seen
I
him
can't
for a
remember
while.
if he was joking when he said that he had to go to America for work. He could have been serious because it makes a lot of sense why he's not here right now.
He's pretty smart.
Yeah.
It was a shame, wasn't it, the grading though, right? Just would have been nice to see him.
It would have been nice to see him,
That's all.
but
Whatever.
his loss.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see me.
Yeah.
What do you find is the slightly off topic of what we're talking about today, but you brought up the whole coaching thing. What's your favourite way of coaching? Because I find I really enjoy watching rolls and then like either stopping them or at the end of it be like, this would have worked better in this situation, stuff like that.
There's different ways for
I really enjoy doing that.
different stuff, because
Or trying to coach a roll.
You couldn't probably give someone new information doing that.
Yeah.
But what you can do is really accurately improve what they're already doing.
Yeah.
So that's a great way.
See, that's where I think I'm better at. Instead of teaching someone brand new, so fresh jiu-jitsu, I feel like I'm better at giving people who already know the basics and stuff, things to add to it or adjustments to what they already know.
Yeah. So the way I am teaching at the minute in general, which I think I quite enjoy and ties to what I'm trying to do. So I'm kind of in the background developing a few more like self-defense-y type stuff, and like the best way for people to learn something that is going to have to be effectively trained and done, has to be trained and done under increasing amounts of stress.
Yeah.
So I often, and because our class times are quite condensed, if you've only got an hour, if you spend
difficult.
20 minutes doing a traditional warm-up and then 20 minutes, half an hour teaching technique, you don't have any time left. So
No.
what I've started doing is having it more of a kind of holistic approach. So the movements, I'll normally just get people warming up in general if it's cold, just to get your body moving as like the basics, but I'll get people straight into partner stuff very quickly. So even if we're just transitioning positions on top or going from this guard to that guard, like just getting people doing jiu-jitsu movements as part of the warming up, but I'll normally have those be specifically steered towards the position or the techniques we're looking at and covering at kind of the next step along. So we're conditioned and we're specifically warmed up to do the positions we're doing.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll go straight into, let's just drill the reps of the entry to this. Let's get that going. Now we're going to add this. Now we're going to add that. And we should be, and then once we've got these, and I try not to be too specific if we're looking at, and again, it's really difficult because you have to change how you coach depending on the experience of who you're teaching.
Yeah.
And you could have Frank and Judo Ben turn up, and then you could have this guy turn up who's like, oh, I came last week and this is my second class. And you're like, how do I cater to both of these people to get enough enjoyment, which is really difficult, right? So I try and do the basics of a technique or a position and explain the pressures we should be dealing with. If we're looking at sweeping, I want to say these are my lifters, these are my stoppers, and that's how I go. And everyone else you can put, if you've got a finish off the back of this, put that on, improvise, like, and I think that's tied to the fact that I learn by doing.
Yeah.
So not necessarily, and people will say, oh, reps. Oh no.
Pause. Honestly, done. I'm going to lock this fucking place up.
We need to start getting some sponsors on this bitch ASAP, so we can just quit our jobs.
I'll work on our project at the weekend. Hopefully get that up soon.
The side hustle.
Yes.
That's right. Coming soon.
Hopefully
Watch this
benefits
space.
everyone.
Yeah.
All our listeners from all over the world. Japan.
Well,
Konnichiwa.
Then I start to introduce the resistance to it.
Sorry, what?
Fucking hell. This is what happens when we pause.
Yeah, I lose track. I just said
The way I
konnichiwa and then you said something
coaching
about...
at the minute.
Okay, yeah.
Because I like a lot of, and I think the constraints-led approach, traditional approach, blah, 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 whatever, we all learn differently and we learn different parts and different things differently. You can't, like, just... you can't say this is the best way to teach anything.
No.
Much like you can't say to someone this is the best way to actually acquire knowledge, because people learn differently. Like you said, you can visually see something and just do it. I have to do something a billion times in order to get it into my skull. So we're doing simple movements. We're talking about like pressures and the direction of travel, as opposed to this specific grip, that specific grip. That's how I teach. That's how I do jiu-jitsu. I'm not a very specific particular person in general. I'm just going in this direction. If I do X, Y, Z and it's all working in tandem, things should be all right. And it is. And then we introduce pressure resistance, which means I can then cater for people who want to get a sweat on, improvise based on what the resistance the other person gives you. If I need to take out another arm to get the sweep to go, or I need to crank a bit further to get the tap, then that's all good. But if I've only just started that day, there's no point putting them with 100 kilo purple belt and say give them 60%. They're going to learn fuck all, right? They're not going to enjoy it. Well, they might enjoy it depending on how much of a sadist they are. Masochist. Whatever it is where you like to be in pain. Anyway.
Fuck knows.
But so we can scale that down. And I always say to people, and I encourage students to be like, look, you're both people, talk to each other. If they've only just started and are smaller than you, adjust your stuff, adjust your pressure, adjust your resistance. If they're not giving you enough, ask them, can you give extra resistance? Or I'm not quite getting this, I need you to reduce. Like, it's got to be, you've got to reduce the resistance enough for you to increase the effort to get whatever it is you're trying to do. And I think that's a really key skill for people to be able to, again, turn the volume down on resistance.
That's why I'm
pressure,
so fat at the moment.
Because you're too chill.
Just don't need to.
Which there is an argument for once you get...
Which isn't me boasting or being big-headed or anything like that. It's just, why use the force or energy if I don't need to?
So that's quite a long way of answering your question. What's your favourite way to coach? And then we'll call it a day.
At the moment, I've got two ways that I'm implementing at the moment. On Friday mornings, because it's 6:30 in the morning, I use the previous day's technique almost as like a warm-up. To get people warmed up. And then we'll flow off that technique into the next one, which is off that technique. So it all sort of builds together. So you go from technique to technique.
It sounds like you and I do similar. We're kind of supplementing the main classes because I do variations on what we've done this week. But
like just random example, going from collar and sleeve into like De La Hiva, or from collar and sleeve into omoplata and stuff like that, just chaining things together. Because I think it's important to be able to chain techniques. If you're thinking about what you're going to do next, then they already would have taken that step and beaten you. You have to be able to do things without thinking about it. That's why so many times when people ask me after a roll, just like, oh, what was it you did at this point? I'm just like, honestly, I have no idea, because I'm just free flowing. They just come out. I get to a position and I recognised it without even thinking about it, and I do the next thing. Then Sundays in the no-gi, I'm doing a lot of getting people to work, tempos, like making sure no one's stopping or having a rest. So it's like I start off with some flow rounds and then go into these rounds where it's like person on bottom is looking to sweep or submit, person on top is looking to pass the guard. But when you've passed the guard, instead of stopping, walking back around, resetting, you allow the person on bottom to get the legs back in and you continue. So you're never stopping, it's just constant movement. And then into some basic techniques, real simple, just a couple, like at the moment we're just working on basic foot locks, because we don't really do any leg locks at the moment. So working on that, just basic straight ankle lock, a couple of finishes, and then straight into some positional sparring or rounds to finish up with. And then next week we'll do similar position but slight adjustments, maybe escaping that position, just keep working the same position. And then at the end of every month, last session of every month, which the one you covered was meant to be an open mat.
We did make it kind of an open mat.
Oh, cool.
Because someone told me to. So I think I did a warm up, like a technique based warm up, where you're getting recognition, pattern recognition, all that stuff, and maybe like a couple of generalized techniques just to get people warm, and then we just went straight into open mat.
Being coaches, I'm not sure if you get it as much, but people like to talk to you, because you're almost like you've got. It's I think their sort of way into then giving their points of like what they would like and stuff in the club, and then we feed that onto Bernie or whatever it is, if we need to, and that's why I put in the open mat at the end of every month, just giving people more time to get that extra sparring in, because we've got like one open mat in the middle of the week, and some people can't make that, so giving an opportunity to get some more in. Not on a regular basis, but like once a month.
There's
just
normally
that extra time.
Normally sparring at the end of the lesson on Saturday mornings as well.
Yeah.
Normally, but yeah, I think that is good, and that's something I always say to.
And like open mats isn't necessary. You just turn up to beat each other up. You can then come in, practice techniques from that week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the techniques were. You can grab a partner or message a mate and just be like, look, do you want to practice this on this Sunday?
Do you know what I really enjoy is when I roll with a white belt or a blue belt, and you can feel them trying to work a specific something. You realise it and you sort of allow them to keep trying, but you don't sort of become limp, but which again is that
you give that a bit of resistance.
Is that whole thing of reducing the resistance, because you want them to. This should be universal, student to student, just as much as it is coach to student. But like, you give them the resistance to 95% of them being able to do it.
Yeah.
So maximum difficulty for them to get the reward and to drill the pathways of this is the technique I've been really striving for. But you give them 5% enough to just get it, and they have to be doing it correctly as well. It's not like just like, oh yeah, nice one, get an armbar. Like, that's not serving anybody.
No. But
it's really nice when it's not even spoken, but you can they're going for a certain thing because they're trying to get. That's
what I have the issue. Like people say, oh, you don't tap and stuff. It's like, but I want to make sure that if you're going to choke me, it's done right and it's on properly. If it's not on properly, I'm not going to tap. Like, I'll hang out there. Which
again is a learning thing of like, you can be really chill and someone can get to the position, but if they're not, then like that's their opportunity to learn the finishing mechanics of something. Because again, when we're drilling traditionally techniques with a partner being really compliant, they're probably going to tap to something that's not necessarily. When you've got like adrenaline or tension or actively really trying to not tap in sparring, you're not going to get those details. And that's where increasing the resistance comes in of, this helps me learn, because now that you're resisting, this isn't working. Yeah. And I think that's where jiu-jitsu is so good, because we can take that resistance to maximum, and that's where it actually works comes in. All other martial arts, especially striking, unless you're very experienced sparring, you can't practice that 100%.
And I love as well, just like leaving limbs out or something. Like if someone's like going to take a back or something and I'm not allowing it, like just raising my arm a little bit, just seeing if they'll take the bait to go for an arm and stuff.
There have been a few people, which again is great.
Which when they do catch me out, then they think, oh, he's an idiot. But it's like, I don't know how to explain it.
No, it's great when so one of the other good things is when you either leave an arm out and someone spots it and you're like, nice, good. Yeah. That's a good thing to get the white belts to look for stray limbs. Yeah. Like, that's
rather
great.
than focusing on that one thing, they notice something and they'll go for that.
But if someone's like pushing purple belt, let's say, and you bait them, you genuinely bait them, because I bait a lot. Yeah. There have been a few people, and if you've if you get your purple belt, it's probably not just because this has happened, but this is a gauge I tend to use for people getting purple belts, is if I genuinely try to bait something and someone snatches it and they snatch it to such a good standard that the bait backfires on me,
then you're like, okay.
That's how I know you've got some stuff really locked in.
Yeah.
Happened to Mason, happened to John Harrison, can't remember who else, but like that's a really good moment too, where I'm like, you're harder to bait now.
Yeah. I
have to be more conservative with how I bait you. Sometimes I'll leave it there, it'd be really obvious and it's an obvious bait. But
like I find as well, like sometimes I'll purposely, but allow myself to get into shit positions because you have to improve your own defense and work escapes and stuff. You've got to be able to allow yourself to be put in these shit situations,
which is also
what obviously
if I do
goes wrong.
This, and you know it's stupid, but what if I do this and now I'm in an even worse position?
You're like, oh fuck, now I have to do something about this.
What do I do about this?
Yeah.
Because it's what if someone ties you up there? You haven't like in that instance you've chosen to be there, but what if someone ties you up and you haven't chosen to be there and you're still in the exact same shit spot? Yeah, that's a fun thing to do.
So I think probably call it there. Really.
Yeah, I think we've gone off on a tangent like we tend to do.
This one has gone a bit fucking skew off with people turning up.
We were so focused to begin with. We had like a real topic and a secondary topic linked to the first topic to move on to.
Potentially was going to do some improv as well, but
yeah, we're going to start doing improv, not like in a weird like drama school kind of way, but in like a
jiu-jitsu fun way,
hypothetical situations in jiu-jitsu kind of way.
I think that would be a bit of fun to add to it.
Most of them will probably be based on some element of like truth.
Yeah.
Like stuff that's either happened to us or to someone else.
Or seen online.
And interesting, funny scenarios.
Yeah. Like how not to help someone who's had like a knee popped or something like that. Or what not to see from a coach.
How not to behave in the WhatsApp chat.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
How not to speak to fellow members of the club.
Without naming names.
Yeah.
Beep. Mason's not here.
Yeah, Mason's not here.
If you haven't noticed, Mason got his purple belt, but no one cares. He's not here.
No.
Boring. No.
We haven't even spoken because...
In all seriousness, big congratulations.
It's come a long way.
Yeah.
Very long way.
Well done.
And if you haven't heard his story, track all the way back to, I think, probably like episode 3 maybe.
Yeah, back in the day.
There's still a few people, like I've mentioned to a couple of people, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't realise that about him and stuff like that. So if you want to know more about Mason's journey and his story, we've done a podcast on him. Very interesting.
Some deep and meaningful conversations about all of us. Go back to the early ones. We all go for a deep dive on our journeys into jiu-jitsu.
Might be worth re-looking at that because that was back before we recorded video.
Yeah, not sure I'd want to do that all over again, to be honest.
Probably not. But then it would be a different look at it now, probably.
Yeah,
because
a year later or something.
Yeah,
who knows. Right, it's fucking hot. We both have loads of work to do.
I've got to now go to someone else's workshop to go help them.
I'm sweating my tits off.
And not get my stuff done, because that's what I'm like. I always help everyone else before myself.
That's your biggest weakness.
Yes, it is. And I don't think I can change it.
Bye for now.
Bye.